These bitches do not be your friend. And please listen to me when I tell y'all this, because I'm finally getting over giving bitches second chances. But I'm done with that shit, and I'm about to tell y'all why. Long story short, a girl I was best friends with, she had lied to me about something that she shouldn't have been lying to me about, because obviously we're best friends. And I had told her that I didn't respect that. And if she can lie to me about something like that, then what else is she lying about? So I had took my space. That's all I wanted was space, and we could have been right back to normal. I ain't unshare my location. I ain't unfollow her. I just need a space. But that's besides the point. Us talking about that led to her trying to like send me hella paragraphs and talk about the situation. And I was busy at the moment, so I wasn't really trying to talk at that time. So I told her, I was like, I'm busy. Like, we could talk about this later when I'm not in this situation. Mind you, I was at a restaurant with 6 other people because we were having a big dinner before we all went back to school in different states. So I'm trying to be in the moment with my friends. I'm not trying to sit at the fucking dinner table and argue with you all night. No. So she was like, wow, you're really dismissing me. And I was like, girl, we could just talk about it later. Like, I personally was not being rude. I was being straightforward. Like, I told her that. I was like, I'm not about to be texting you happy right now, knowing that I'm still upset with you. I'm not even supposed to be talking to you right now because I know I need space. So she ended up agreeing to, like, us talking about it later. Okay. Nigga, we didn't even get to talk about it later because she sent me a big-ass essay disrespecting me. Mind you, I did nothing to her. She's the one who lied to me. I'm not reading all this, but I'm gonna let y'all read it. I have other screenshots coming. Make sure y'all are pausing to read it because it's a lot. Okay, girl? These were my responses to what she said. Again, like, girl, who are you talking to? And this is the rest of what I said. Mind you, she the type to say something disrespectful and then hurry up and block you so she don't see your response. That's what she did with this. And she texted me days later with this because I had texted. Oh my God, I just left out something. Before she texted me that, she texted me on TikTok saying that she was going to jump me because I texted the best friend. Then she hurried up and blocked me again like she always do. And then she texted me that. Who are you jumping? When she texted me that essay, she also texted my friend, basically trying to tell her that I don't fuck with her and that I'm fake. I said, fake? I ain't know venting about a situation was fake, but okay. And everything that I said to you, I said to her. That's why my best friend was like, girl, what is he talking about? When she had texted her, she was like, you're saying everything Janae already said to me, so what? Shit just blew up in her face. But I was like, you want to text best friends? Oh, I could text your best friend, and I could show her 20 screenshots of you being fake to her. And that's what I did. So that's what this was about. And then I just started going off after that, because girls, what do you mean karma? What do you mean? Like, girl, who was you talking to? Like, I was really just tired of this girl. Like, girl, you don't know how to take accountability for nothing. And that's what I'm about to get into again. Hold on. So y'all, keep this part in mind, this whole story. Please keep this part in mind, because she just said something crazy to me again. Keep this part in mind. Look at all those Apple payments. Please keep it in mind. You see that? Received. Please keep this in mind, y'all. It's not even enough, honestly, after everything you've done for me. Keep that in mind. I'm not even counting the part when she made a note about me throwing shade. Recently, she's been doing weird things. I don't care what it is. If you're not showing up for me the way I'm showing up for you, you're weird. If you know we're supposed to be somewhere at a set time and you don't show up, you're weird. If you agree to do something with me and you don't show up, you're weird. So to top it all off, she was supposed to bring me a promotion that me and her were both working on at the time so I could start working because she was done with it. She said, yeah, you can use it, okay? Okay. Like, let me know when you're on the way. That's one day. She texted me, I'm on the way right now. Oh, I'm 10 minutes out, right? The whole day go by. No communication whatsoever on why she didn't come, where she was at. Nothing. Just straight ghosted me. I let it slide because I didn't really need to do the promotion at that time. Second time I asked, I said, hey, are you coming to give me the stuff? She was like, yeah, I'll be on the way soon. She texted me, coming now. Now then turns into 3 hours went by and you're still not here. No communication, no nothing. I call her. Oh, I'm on the way. Y'all, she never showed up. So now I'm irritated because now I need it, and it's just the simple fact that you still lying to me. Like, why lie about coming? Why lying about you being 10 minutes away? Why lie? Why are you lying about something like that? Like, that's something mentally wrong, like, genuinely. If you're not going to come, just say you're not coming. Why are you lying about you being in the car and you being on
asshole for going through my best friend's phone? This story time is going to be something crazy, so sit back, relax, and grab some snacks, and definitely buckle your seatbelts. Okay, now before I start the story time, I was not going to do this story time at all. I wasn't even going to bring anything to the internet, but I'm seeing that literally weeks later, I'm being talked about on a spam account, and people are in the comments commenting, people who don't even know me personally, so I'm making a story time. All right, so just a little background information. Me and the 2 other people in this story time have been friends for 4 to 5 years. One, I gotta make names. Okay, so I'm gonna do thing 1 and thing 2. Thing 1, I've been friends with them since 2021. Thing two, I've been friends with them since 2022. We all met at work. I'm a really good friend. I'm really big on, like, if you have a problem with me, let's talk about it. Speak up. Don't have this secret animosity, because I genuinely do not like that. I don't like having fake friends. All my friends know this. I just want to say, I did not do this on purpose, y'all. I really did not. I'm not the type of person to be going through people's phones, especially because it's not my phone. Like, you're not my man. I'm not paying for the phone. You feel me? Yes, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's get straight into it. And of course, I got screenshots. So this day, I think it was July 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Thing two's birthday was coming up, and we just were hanging out or whatnot. We had a really good day. I think he does like Uber or whatnot, so I usually like Uber Eats, so I just sit in the car with him just to give him some company. I love going for car rides. Like, that's just, like, I love car rides. So yeah, so we spent the whole day doing Uber, and then finally when we stopped, I think we got food, then we did a little gardening, and then we came to my house. I was redoing like my setup, so I got my gaming setup, so I got a new monitor, I got a new keyboard and mouse, and then I got my gaming chair. My gaming chair was like in a really big box, and it was just in the living room, so I was like, you know what, let me just build a chair so I can get this big box out of the way. So we come home, I'm like, like, I really want to build my chair. Thing two is like, oh no, like, just wait till tomorrow, you're not gonna want to do it. And I'm like, no, like, I'm gonna build it. So I start building it. I finished building the chair. And thing two was kind of helping me because, like, the instructions, like, they were so bad. Like, I'm pretty sure they gave me instructions for a completely different chair. That's besides the point. So I finally built the chair, or so what I thought. I built the chair properly, and I finally sit down and, like, test it out, make sure, like, scoot around, make sure I built it good, and I did not. But I didn't feel like redoing it. But I, started, like, actually sitting in it, trying to sit in it for a little bit to see if it's actually comfortable. Thing two was sleep, by the way, in my bed. So I noticed that Thing two's phone was on my right here on my keypad.
From the ages of 17 through 21, I was best friends with this girl, and almost all of our falling outs had something to do with me doing her hair. When I was a teenager, I used to do hair, but I didn't really have it as a business. I would mainly just do like my friends and family because I was just too paranoid and scared to do other people's hair. And I still am, actually. I could pretty much do almost every hairstyle, and any hairstyle that I didn't know how to do, I would just like watch a tutorial on how to do it. So most of the times when my friends need their hair done, I would do it. And I honestly really didn't mind. Most of the time, like my best friends, my close friends, they wouldn't really pay me. I would just do their hair. And of course, this girl was my best friend, so I definitely was doing her hair. This was like in the beginning of our friendship. At this time, we probably had been friends for like a few months. Basically, she wanted to do crochet, and at the time, crochet was really popular, and it was really easy to do. It was quick. Didn't take a lot of time, and it was inexpensive because the hair, you just get it from the beauty supply. I used to do crochet all the time, so I was gonna do her crochet hair, and I want to say that it was on a Sunday that I was supposed to do her hair. It could have been a Saturday, but I think it was a Sunday. She comes over to my house, and she had bought the wrong crochet hair. So we basically couldn't do her hair because she didn't want to install the hair that she did get. But also she didn't want to go back. Actually, she couldn't go back to the beauty supply because they were closed, because I think it was on a Sunday. That's why I think it was on a Sunday, because I think on Sundays, beauty supplies close earlier than usual. Either the beauty supply was closed or she didn't want to drive all the way to the beauty supply where she got the hair because it was near her house, which wasn't like super far from my house, but taking the trip back and forth would have just been too much. So she ended up just hanging out in my room. Like, she was just hanging out. We were just sitting there on our phones or talking or whatever we were doing. We were just hanging out. And then I had remembered that my friend actually had a birthday dinner that same day. And the reason I wasn't going to go was because, first of all, I didn't drive and I didn't have a ride. And also, I was going to be doing her hair. So I was like, I'm just not going to go. But then I was like, okay, since we're not doing her hair and we're just sitting here, I asked her to give me a ride to the birthday dinner. And she said yes. She had no problem with it. She drove me to the birthday dinner. The whole ride there, she didn't say anything. We were just like chilling. I didn't see anything wrong. She didn't act weird in any way. She said yes, and I thought everything was fine. And I went to the birthday dinner. It was cool. Okay, so at the time, she had also started dating this boy who lived in Chicago, and he was really crazy. I remember when she introduced me to him, something about him just seemed off. Like, something about him just was not sitting right in my spirit. And also, like, the way he spoke to me when she introduced us, I can't remember exactly what the conversation was, but I could just tell, like, okay, this is not, like, a normal person. Like, something about him is just, like, off. Like, he just does not care. If you know the stereotype of, like, black men from Chicago, he basically fit that stereotype, but Nigerian, because he was also a scammer. She started dating this boy, like, pretty early on in our friendship. So it was almost like I didn't know her apart from him. I only got to know her for, like, maybe, like, 2 months apart from him. Maybe, like, 3 months apart from him.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Okay, so we're gonna start the story time off by saying I'm not making this to bash anybody, to turn anybody against anybody. I'm just trying to clear it all up because everybody asking for the story time. Here we are. Okay, so we just gonna get straight into it. We're gonna start at the very beginning of when this situation all plays out. So we're gonna give everybody code names but the girl in the video. Her name is Jaya. So it first starts off with it's my group chat or whatever. It is, I don't know how many people in the group chat, but it's my group chat or whatever. So I had a crush on this boy, right? Well, it's not really a crush. I just thought he was cute or whatever. So I'm telling my group chat like, oh yeah, like I think he cute and stuff. Mind you, the girl used to talk to him on the low. Jaya, she used to talk to him on the low, I guess. And yeah, but this was like years ago, like a long time ago. And yeah, so boom. Boom. So I'm telling them like, oh, he's cute and all that. But when I was in a group chat, I was like, oh, Jaya, I hope you don't think I'm weird or whatever. Right? Everybody like, yeah, like, oh yeah, like I'm like yeah, it's like hyping it up and stuff. But she never replied back in the group chat. So boom. Then that's when I see her. She posted on her notes or whatever. I seen it, but I didn't think it was about me. And I go to school the next day, and like one of her best friends was like, oh, did you see Jaya note? It's about you or whatever. So I go look, and I'm like, what? So I text her. I'm like, I hope you didn't think I'm weird. Let me go back to the messages for y'all. Okay, so I'm at this is my keep in mind this is at school. So I text her. I said, Jaya, you mad at me because you didn't text in the group chat, and I see your note on IG. So what's up? She said, I feel some type of way that everyone knows how much I wanted him and how hurt I was, and that's the one person I don't want none of my friends to get on that with, because I know what happened between me and him. So I'm honestly hurt as fuck for real. And my note wasn't about the situation. It's about track stuff. So we just gonna stop there. She never told us that she never wanted us to get on that with him. No one never knew how, okay, she said that this was her FL. No one ever knew that. Even her closest friends didn't even know that was her FL. So I didn't know that, and I didn't know she didn't want nobody to get on that with him because they never dated for one, and they was on the low. So it was like, you never. So I forgot what her note said, but it was not about track stuff. Like, it literally said like something like how people was all weird. Everybody's always weird. And it was posted literally after I had said that stuff in a group chat, and she didn't text back. Baby, that wasn't about no track stuff. Come on now. So I text her back. I said, well, I didn't know that. And I literally said, I don't want a relationship with him. And I know that's how you feel about him. You should have said that. And I ain't know that's how you felt about him. You should have said that last night, but I can't help with the way I feel, Jaya. I don't really know what to say. I'm sorry. I didn't know you felt that way. She said, it's fine. I'm just hurt. I said, what you mean you hurt? You're hurt because I like what? She was like, I mean, my feelings are hurt. I said, like, why? What can I do? She said, because it kind of like if I had a crush on blank. Blank is like my ex, like my first ex that blank that I dated. Okay, we can't say his name, but then she said, and I was talking about snapping him and getting someone to try to help me get on that with him in front of our.
We've all had that one friend, the fake one. Maybe you didn't see it coming. Maybe you did, and you let it slide anyway. Either way, it caught up with you. These women are telling their stories, and I'm here for it. Before we get into it, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, let's go.
These bitches do not be your friend. And please listen to me when I tell y'all this because I'm finally getting over giving bitches second chances. But I'm done with that shit and I'm about to tell y'all why. Long story short, a girl I was best friends with, she had lied to me about something that she shouldn't have been lying to me about because obviously we're best friends. And I had told her that I didn't respect that. And if she can lie to me about something like that, then what else is she lying about? So I had took my space. That's all I wanted was space and we could have been right back to normal. I ain't unshare my location. I ain't unfollow her. I just need a space. But that's besides the point. Us talking about that led to her trying to like send me hella paragraphs and talk about the situation. And I was busy at the moment, so I wasn't really trying to talk at that time. So I told her, I was like, I'm busy. Like, we could talk about this later when I'm not in this situation. Mind you, I was at a restaurant with 6 other people because we were having a big dinner before we all went back to school in different states. So I'm trying to be in the moment with my friends. I'm not trying to sit at the fucking dinner table and argue with you all night. No. So she was like, wow, you're really dismissing me. And I was like, girl, we could just talk about it later. Like, I personally was not being rude. I was being straightforward. Like, I told her that. I was like, I'm not about to be texting you happy right now, knowing that I'm still upset with you. I'm not even supposed to be talking to you right now because I know I need space. So she ended up agreeing to, like, us talking about it later. Okay. Nigga, we didn't even get to talk about it later because she sent me a big-ass essay disrespecting me. Mind you, I did nothing to her. She's the one who lied to me. I'm not reading all this, but I'm going to let y'all read it. I have other screenshots coming. Make sure y'all are pausing to read it because it's a lot. Okay, girl? These were my responses to what she said. Again, like, girl, who are you talking to? And this is the rest of what I said. Mind you, she the type to say something disrespectful and then hurry up and block you so she don't see your response. That's what she did with this. And she texted me days later with this because I had texted. Oh my God, I just left out something. Before she texted me that, she texted me on TikTok saying that she was going to jump me because I texted the best friend. Then she hurried up and blocked me again like she always do. And then she texted me that. Who are you jumping? When she texted me that essay, she also texted my friend, basically trying to tell her that I don't fuck with her and that I'm fake. I said, fake? I ain't know venting about a situation was fake, but okay. And everything that I said to you, I said to her. That's why my best friend was like, girl, what is he talking about? When she had texted her, she was like, you're saying everything Janae already said to me, so what? Shit just blew up in her face. But I was like, you want to text best friends? Oh, I could text your best friend and I could show her 20 screenshots of you being fake to her. And that's what I did. So that's what this was about. And then I just started going off after that because, girls, what do you mean karma? What do you mean? Like, girl, who was you talking to? Like, I was really just tired of this girl. Like, girl, you don't know how to take accountability for nothing. And that's what I'm about to get into again. Hold on. So, y'all, keep this part in mind, this whole story. Please keep this part in mind because she just said something crazy to me again. Keep this part in mind. Look at all those Apple payments. Please keep it in mind. You see that? Received. Please keep this in mind, y'all. It's not even enough, honestly, after everything you've done for me. Keep that in mind. I'm not even counting the part when she made a note about me throwing shade. Recently, she's been doing weird things. I don't care what it is. If you're not showing up for me the way I'm showing up for you, you're weird. If you know we're supposed to be somewhere at a set time and you don't show up, you're weird. If you agree to do something with me and you don't show up, you're weird. So to top it all off, she was supposed to bring me a promotion that me and her were both working on at the time so I could start working because she was done with it. She said, yeah, you can use it, okay? Okay. Like, let me know when you're on the way. That's one day. She texted me, I'm on the way right now. Oh, I'm 10 minutes out, right? The whole day go by. No communication whatsoever on why she didn't come, where she was at. Nothing. Just straight ghosted me. I let it slide because I didn't really need to do the promotion at that time. Second time I asked, I said, hey, are you coming to give me the stuff? She was like, yeah, I'll be on the way soon. She texted me, coming now. Now then turns into 3 hours went by and you're still not here. No communication, no nothing. I call her. Oh, I'm on the way. Y'all, she never showed up. So now I'm irritated because now I need it. And it's just the simple fact that you still lying to me. Like, why lie about coming? Why lying about you being 10 minutes away? Why lie? Why are you lying about something like that? Like, that's something mentally wrong, like, genuinely. If you're not going to come, just say you're not coming. Why are you lying about you being in the car, you being on the way here? So I just told her, I was like, I really don't respect that you keep lying to me about being on the way and you never show up. Just say you don't want to come. Simple. And I don't appreciate that. She was like, I'm sorry. It's just a lot going on. Like, the GPS said you were 30 minutes away and I just didn't want to come anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I was just like, okay, girl. Like, I just brushed it off. Like, she said her piece. I said mine. I brushed it off. I went on with my life. But then another company texted both of us and they wanted us both to go to the store to promote it. So we're texting. We're saying, yeah, like tomorrow we can go. Cool, right? I'm thinking tomorrow we're going to be there at 1 p.m. I'm getting up. I'm dressed. I'm ready to go by 12, right? I'm texting her. I'm calling her. She's not answering anything. Time goes by. We never go. She texts me back. Oh, I was asleep. Okay. So we reschedule with the company. I'm up. I'm ready to go again. Right? I'm like, hey, are you ready? Like, what's up? She's not answering the phone. I'm texting her. Are you ready? She's not answering the phone. That's the second time. The third time this happens. Right? Same thing over again. And she just keeps doing it over and over again. I'm getting up. I'm getting ready. You know how long it takes a girl to get ready. She's just ghosting me. She's ghosting me and the person that we're working with. So at this point, they think we're playing, right? I ended up just going by myself. Like, I'm not about to keep playing with you, girl. You're playing with my money at this point. I'm not about to keep playing with you. You can play all you want, but you're not about to play with me and my time and my money. Nah. This third thing was just a cherry on top. Like, I just can't do it, y'all. I've been asking this girl for my cart back. Keep in mind, I live in an apartment and I'm on a higher floor. So in order for me to do my groceries, it's either I have a cart and I use the elevator or I go up the stairs. I was nice enough to let her use my cart so she wouldn't have to struggle. That was months ago, y'all. Months ago. I've been asking for my cart back. Mind you, I have to grocery shop every month. I've been asking for my cart back every month and I have not yet to get my cart back. So you know what I've been doing? I've been struggling, carrying up 10 plus bags and water all on my own. I'm skinny, y'all, so it's hard. No one wants to struggle in this heat carrying up all them bags when you have something that you purchased to help you with certain things like this. I asked her, are you going to bring me my cart? She says, yes, I'm going to be there. She comes, my cart wasn't with her. I let it slide. The next time I asked her, hey, can I have my cart? I'm trying to go grocery shopping. She says, yes. Guess what? She never came. Then when we get on the phone, she's telling me, oh yeah, your cart's been really helping me move. It's so much easier with your cart. I bet. Here I am in my house struggling because you have my stuff. So this week I've asked her about 2 times. I think before this time today, I asked her 2 times, hey, can I have my cart? She says yes every single time, y'all. Every time. Today I asked her for it. I said, hey, can I please have my cart? I'm trying to go grocery shopping today, preferably before 2 so I don't starve. I was not trying to DoorDash today because I was planning on going grocery shopping. Keep that in mind. She responds with the letter K. I brush that off. 2:30 gets here. I gave her 30 minutes, y'all. It was around 2:30, yeah. I gave her 30 minutes. I sent her 3 question marks. No response. I texted her at like 6 of today. And I told her respectfully, I don't like that you keep playing with me. I feel like you're playing in my face and I don't like it. Why am I begging for my stuff back when you can simply buy your own? You're buying everything else in the world. You're going everywhere else. Why can't you buy your own stuff? I ended up telling her I don't want to be friends no more because I don't. Like, I just don't. I already gave you another chance. This isn't going nowhere. This friendship is not helping me. Mind you, I've been on a cutoff spree. I done cut off 3 people this month. Who's next? For real. Like, I don't play with my peace no more. And I feel like she playing with me, y'all. This was her response to what I said. Y'all could pause it. This was everything else that was said. But this is when she started disrespecting me once again. Like, what is she talking about, y'all? For real. Like, for real. And I could tell she blocked me because she blocked me on TikTok and Instagram. And she ain't responded to my messages yet. So let me be y'all sign to stop giving these girls second chances. Because I sent her that money and I still have yet to get my cart back. I'm done being nice. Bye.
Hello, my name is Jade. And I'm the so-called bridesmaid / friend of 11 years that got kicked out of my ex-friend's wedding / bridal party. Except here's the catch. I dismissed myself and stepped down. I was never kicked out. I made the decision to stop being friends with her, to definitely step down as a bridesmaid and be out of the wedding after I was treated like a dog, actually probably worse than a dog, hundreds of miles away in Panama City Beach on her bachelorette trip. Initially, I wasn't going to make a response video because the situation happened a month and a half ago. I've healed. I don't think about the situation anymore. I was very confident at the time and still am about my decision to no longer be friends with her, to step away from the wedding, etc. It has been a big relief off my shoulders to have that toxicity out of my life, to have that frenemy and secretly envious, jealous person out of my circle, and genuinely I've just tried to move on and keep it pushing. So when I found out that this person decided to bring this to social media 2 whole months, almost 2 whole months, it's been probably about like a month and a half after the situation has already passed, and wait for it, she made this video a day before my birthday. My birthday's tomorrow, so if that tells you anything you need to know about this person, I don't think that's a coincidence. Another thing I wanted to touch base on and reiterate is that she put on the title that best friend of 11 years. I have known her for 11 years. I met her back in middle school, but we were more so good friends rather than best friends. We were friends off and on over the past 11 years, and best friends don't talk bad about each other, and she had been talking badly about me leading up to this trip. Things were rocky, before the trip within the friendship, because I had known her for so long, and I really want to touch base on this as well. Sometimes when you know people for so long, they create a version of you in their minds, and when you start to grow and elevate in life, as we all do, hopefully, you start to outgrow the versions that people have created of you in their minds, and that can make people very uncomfortable. So like I said, she had been talking about me, and I never confronted it. I never said anything. It was more so like a gradual jealousy rather than all at once, and it was like her just trying to pick fights with me, and I just was not about it. I work full-time, I school full-time. I could tell that she was trying to start conflict, because she had placed me in this pedestal within her mind, and I see it felt like she wanted the friendship to end, and she was just trying to find a way to do it to make me the bad guy. But like I said, anytime she would pick a fight, I would just deflect, and so it just seemed like she wasn't getting the reaction out of me that she wanted. Anyways, I brushed past all of that. I didn't listen to like people close to me that were telling me I shouldn't be friends with her anymore. I ignored it all. I just really did not want to, I guess, come to terms with that, like the truth of what was being said about me. I just wanted to make it to the wedding and just be peaceful. And anyways, big mistake on my end, and I know that was a huge long backstory, so I'm gonna get into the trip. Okay, so I had a bad feeling before going on the trip. Anyways, the bad vibes, the poor treatment started happening at the airport, like before we even got there. And I was like, I really hope she's just not cranky, not tired. I know that her dog had passed away, and I was like, maybe she's just a little upset, but I don't know. Everyone handles grief in a different way. I was just trying to really be graceful. I didn't want to cause drama, conflict. I know she said that she didn't want to cause drama and conflict, but she lives for drama and conflict. So the first day we get there, it's pretty chill because we had gotten there like 5, so really all we did was just go out to eat that night. It was pretty late. So fast forward to the next day, the first full day. Also, to paint a picture of like who all is on the trip, this is not your typical bachelorette trip. This is more like her family vacation type deal, as far as guest wise, but like we treated it obviously like we celebrated her, like we're there to celebrate her, you know, make her feel special before her big day. So it was just her stepmom, who's like in her 50s, you know, and her sister who's in her 40s, and it's Anastasia, the bride, me, and the maid of honor. You know, all 3 of us are around the same age, so like we're the only like younger ones. And she had made the comment, save this in your mind for later, she had made the comment, my fiance is so glad that my stepmom and my sister are with us on the trip because he didn't want us being alone during spring break in Panama City Beach in fear that something bad could happen to us or that we could get kidnapped in like an Uber or something. Keep that in mind. So the first day, she's like, we all need to be up and leaving. And mind you, it's decently kind of early. Like we had a really long night. We had a full day of traveling. I had only probably gotten like 5 hours of sleep the day before. And she wanted to wake up at the butt crack of dawn, go to the grocery store, get groceries, and go immediately to the beach all day from morning to dinner. So immediately she wakes up and just starts rushing us to all hurry up so we can go to the groceries, come back and be on the beach all day. It's one thing to have a sense of urgency, but she was not like, it wasn't even like that. She was genuinely like making it a chaotic environment and rushing us all. And I was not the only one who felt this way. It was very prominent, like what was happening. And we were all just like, can we just like chill for just a second? Like we had no set plans or reservations. Like even if we had gotten back and went to the beach at the time she was wanting to, it was going to be chilly outside because the sun wasn't supposed to even be out until about an hour after she wanted to go out there. So she had been talking to me horribly all morning before the grocery. She was treating me weird at the grocery store. She gets to the grocery store, takes her cart, and just takes off shopping, like runs away. And I'm like, are we not all going to be shopping together? Like, this is a girl's trip. Like, it was just so, she's so, like, only thinks for herself. It's like we weren't even there with her. I just thought we would get a grocery cart, all shop together, and, like, you know, just, it was just so chaotic and stressful. And so by the time we finish grocery shopping, we get back, I'm already in an upset mood. I had been talked to, treated badly, rushed around. Like, that's going to make any female upset. And so I was also hungry because we had not eaten breakfast. We had just immediately woken up and went straight to the grocery store. So we get back and I cook my breakfast and I just hanging out, chilling. She's like, well, I'm going to the beach. And then so everyone else finishes up what they're doing and they go down to the beach. They all go down to the beach. And I was like, hey, I think I'm going to stay behind a little bit. Just relax, calm down. Because my cortisol was already high. I was being rushed all morning. It's early. I didn't have a lot of sleep. I guess all week, because I had worked all week before the trip. And I'm just on the balcony enjoying my coffee. And she is blowing my phone up. Like, where are you at? Why are you not down here? You're burning daylight. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, I just need a second to just decompress. I was really trying to keep my cool. I just wanted some me time. I wanted to shake off any, I guess, pent up emotions or annoyance that I had. Rightfully so, because she was talking to me horribly. And then I was going to come out there. Okay, this is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do the rest in part 2. Okay, part 2. So I finally make my way down to the beach. And as I'm walking up, I get that feeling where I was just being talked about. Not by everybody there, but by some of the people, definitely the bride. So eventually I bring up, I'm like, hey, like, I know that, you're really anal about your time, and I know that I can be more, like, loose, like, I'm more carefree, go with the flow. I was like, what are some things that you would like to do over the next few days? Like, what are your plans for, I guess, the trip? What's your schedule? Because I want to make sure I'm being accommodating to you, so we're not all rushing around, so you're not waiting up on me. I want to make sure I can be on time to anything that you want to do. And I was like, what's the itinerary? She's like, well, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. And I was like, oh, okay, well, like, the month before the trip, we had been sending things back and forth on TikTok, and she had sent me this TikTok of the Capybara Cafe. She's like, this looks fun. And I was like, yes, like, I thought that'd be so fun for us to do. So I brought that up and I was like, hey, like, would you want to do that? And she was like, I don't really know. I'm just not really feeling it. Mind you, like, I'm not recommending things that she would hate. I'm recommending the things that she had sent me. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, do you want to take beach pictures one day that we're here, like when we're in our pretty dresses? We had also been talking about that. Like, I was like, I'm going to bring, like, the digital camera. And she was like, oh, fun, like, purr. And I was like, I thought that was just part of the plan. Like, we're on the beach. We're girls. We're on a bachelorette trip. Like, I spent $1,000 to be there. Why would I not get a picture? Like, I'm taking time off work. Or like at the time I thought it was unpaid time off. Like, anyways, so she was just brushing me off and looking at me like I was just some sort of alien. I told her, I was like, why, I definitely at least want to get pictures. Even if it's just one day. I let her know that Saturday, we had got there Friday night. I was like, I just want to take pictures. That's all I want to do. We can do anything that you want. But I do think it'd be smart for, like, to have things to fill our time, because if we lay out all day every day, we're going to get fried. We haven't been in the sun all, like, since last summer. Okay, so the next day rolls around, it's Sunday. And that day I can't really remember much. I just know we were all sunburnt from the day before. Like, it was bad. Her foot was, like, blistered up. And my face, my neck, my shoulders, everything, it was just a painful sunburn. We had been out there so long the day before. And me and the maid of honor were like, we are just burnt. Like, we need to take a break from the sun. Is there anything that you want to do before we go back on the beach? She was like, I guess we can go to Tiki Mike's, I think is what it's called. And we were like, thank gosh. Go to Tiki Mike's, get back to the condo. And I'm like, I'm just going to sit here, drink my drink, and then I will go down to the beach. I really need to give my skin a break. She said, all right. She was not happy about that. The maid of honor was like, I'll also stay behind too. I also need a break from the sun. And Anastasia looked at me, and the bride, she looked at me and she said, okay, Jade, make sure when you do come down, you need to bring your own chair. So the condo, like, in the room came with, like, these chairs you could take down. But on the beach, the condo room came with these 2 big, like, lounge, really nice chairs that are so cozy that you can kind of lay back on. Well, I guess her stepmom had rented out another set of chairs, so there would have been 4 total. but there were 5 of us, so somebody was gonna have to bring their own chair. Like, she looked at me and was like, without hesitation, Jade, you need to bring your own chair. She didn't even say like, hey, like, whatever. After hanging out on the balcony for a little while, me and the maid of honor made it down to the beach, and thank gosh the maid of honor was a genuine, kind person, a girl's girl. She was like, Jade, like, you can have the big, I think it was like a cabana chair, and she used the chair that I brought down there. She was so sweet. Like, it was clear what was happening. The way I was being treated was like, it was made aware to the other people. But mind you, we're on a trip. 2 of the people out of the 5 of us are her family members. So like, sometimes people aren't gonna always call out poor behavior, especially if they're biased towards somebody. Fast forward to the day that she was mainly talking about in her video, the last full day. It was that Monday. So we go to breakfast for the first time on the trip. As we're sitting waiting for our breakfast, we get on the topic of the wedding and how, you know, she's been planning it and how she wants everything to be a certain way. We get on the topic of hair and makeup. Mind you, I'm already fed up with her behavior at this point. Like, she had been the whole trip, she cannot go a second without talking badly about somebody, calling somebody like fat, ugly, stupid, something. Just very demeaning of a person. Anytime you talk to this person, anytime we were sitting on the beach, it's gossiping about somebody else. Oh, this person, yeah, like, they did this, but they're fat. Like, it's horrible, but that's genuinely how this person's brain works. So, keeping that in mind, she's like, yeah, all of my brides have to pay for their hair and makeup. It's non-negotiable. I want everyone to look the same in my pictures, and plus 2 of my bridesmaids are ugly and I cannot have them messing up my photos. Like, I hate to say it, I hate to be that person, but I don't want them messing up my photos. And I think, like, somebody was like, dang, Bridezilla. And I was just like, if that's how you feel, then why aren't you paying for it? And so I Google it. I'm like, this cannot be right. Like, this is not proper bride etiquette. I just know it. So I Google it, and, you know, I'm going to be a little petty at that moment because I was already peed off. 1, why are you talking bad about the bridesmaids that aren't on this trip? Mind you, that's another thing. If I had not been on that trip, I was going to be the topic of discussion, just like the other bridesmaids that didn't make it, including the bridesmaid that is her sister-in-law. Why are you talking about your own sister-in-law to people who don't know her? Like, it's messed up. That's the type of person we're dealing with here. And when I said that, she was annoyed. She's like, yeah, well, I'm just not made of money. I'm sorry. She was like, if you don't want to pay for your own hair and makeup, then you shouldn't be in the wedding. Me bringing that up wasn't about the money. It was the principle. It's like, wow, like, you really are not a good person. So as we're leaving breakfast to go to Pier Park, in the car, something happened. She was like cussing out every car in front of us that pulled out in front of us. And her stepmom was like, dang, like, you are such an angry young lady. You're a little angry elf. And she said something, and I looked at her and I was like, yeah, like, you really are angry, and like, you should probably do something about that. Because at this point, I've had enough of the attitude, the bad vibes. Like, why are you so angry on your bachelorette trip? And you cannot blame that on me. She's just an angry person in general, and she needed somebody to blame. She needed a scapegoat, and I genuinely think that that's why she was taking it out all on me. So, with it being the last day, I said, hey, like, I definitely want to take beach pictures today. It's our last day. We're going to the winery tonight. We're going to be wearing our fancy dresses like we had talked about the first day. Like, mind you, we have nothing other than when we get back from Pier Park, it was probably like, I think it was like 1:30. I don't know. And Pier Park is in the sun. So mind you, we are tired, hot, sweaty, even more sunburnt than before. So I go sit down and I have me a little snack and am cooling down before it's time for us to get ready for the winery. Mind you, we had no set time for anything. It was driving me nuts because if someone is type A, they need to have an itinerary set up, you know, things if you want them done a certain way. After asking her so many times, she's finally like, yeah, like 2:30. Yeah, like I want to leave by 2:30. I'm like, so I gotta get ready now. Like, I am tired. But after I finish my snack, I go ahead and get a quick shower. Mind you, 3 of us girls are sharing one shower. The other 2 women had their own bathroom that they shared. And they, they had to take their own time getting ready. And it was like, anyways, yeah. So there also wasn't a lot of privacy in these bathrooms, the way that the condo is set up. So she's making it seem like I took forever getting ready, when in reality, I had to wait for others to get out the bathroom. And so really my getting ready time was probably 35 minutes. That's very impressive for a girl who's having to shower with a sunburn. So when it's like it was like 2:40 at that point. And I was like, do I have 5 minutes to curl my hair? My hair is very fine. It takes me literally 5 minutes to curl my hair, believe it or not. I know it's crazy. And she was like, no. And she started like screaming, raising her voice. And I looked at her and I was like, this is not a dictatorship. And she was like laughing. She's like, if that's what you think. And I was like, yeah, I'm confident in how I'm viewing the situation. You're being ridiculous. She said nothing. She was silenced. When we get into the rental car, it's awkward. It's silence. I look over and I see her phone because I saw this long paragraph. She was literally talking so much crap to me to her fiance, which, I mean, whatever. Anyways, there's gonna have to be a part 3. I'm so sorry, but I'm not leaving out any details. Third and final part of the bachelorette trip of doom. So obviously when we're in the rental car, things are really tense. Well, her older sister, the 40-year-old woman, I think she's around that age, was driving, and she was like, Jade, like after the winery, I don't mind to pull over somewhere and take beach pictures of you. That's another thing. Her sister genuinely is like really a sweet, kind lady, like thank goodness. And I really do think, and I'm really not trying to speak for anyone and put anyone in an uncomfortable situation, but I do think that everyone could see like what was going on. And I don't like in her video how she lied and tried to say I conned her sister into taking the rental car to go to the Capybara Cafe, when her sister literally offered, she's like, well, we can go, like I don't care to go with you, like why lie? I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, that'd be really cool. Yeah, so we get to the winery, things are awkward. I'm trying to just sit back, relax, let everyone enjoy their time. I want to enjoy my time. I hate being in a bad mood. I just like to brush things off and keep going. Why am I going to sit there, spend money, and be in a crappy mood and ruin everyone else's mood? So we ended up having a really good time at the winery, actually. We're all getting a little wine drunk, and then I ended up talking to her in the bathroom, and I was like, hey, like, I don't really want to fight with you. Like, I think maybe you're a little stressed. Like, I was like, I'm glad the wine is like making us all loosen up. And I was like, I think that you just wanted to get a little tipsy. And I was like, hopefully we can just have a good rest of our night. And so we're all chilling there. We've been there for a minute. We've been walking around, drinking. So at this point, it's time for us to leave and head to dinner. So before we leave, I'm like, hey, like, so just to make sure we're stopping at the beach real quick so I can get these pictures. And at that point, it just felt even humiliating to ask. Like, I was asking for the bare minimum, but you would have thought I was asking to go skydiving. It was really horrible. It was just so condescending at that point and just embarrassing how I was being treated. And she looks at me and she's like, no, I'm hungry. Like, I'm hungry right now. I was like, we just ate a lot of food here at the winery. Like, I'm not even hungry. And somebody else was like, yeah, like I could wait a little bit before I eat. And I was like, plus it's only gonna take 5 minutes, and if we wait until after dinner, the sun's gonna be down and it's gonna be pitch black. And she's like, I don't care, it's just not gonna happen. Like, we're not taking pictures. I keep telling you that and you don't listen. At that point, yeah, I start to crash out. I literally am so upset at this point. I've held it in for so long. I've held back. I've bit my tongue. And I just keep thinking of all the ways that she's treated me and all the mean things that she's been doing and all the money that I've spent and time that I've sacrificed to be there. And I just start crying. And I'm like, I'm not going into dinner. I'm just going to sit in the car and I'm going to cry. I wanted to go home at that point. I was like, this friendship is over. I am done. There is no way that this can be salvaged, because this is what really did it for me. She was like, if you want to take pictures that bad, you can go ride in an Uber by yourself and take pictures by yourself. Mind you, in the beginning, you remember she said, we all need to stick together so we don't get kidnapped. But yet she was so comfortable me going down to the public beach and taking pictures all by myself. She didn't care about my well-being. She's the type of person that, like, she didn't care if something bad happened to me. That did it for me. So the maid of honor stayed in the car with me while I was upset. She stayed in the car the whole dinner. And I think that made the bride even more mad because she realized, not, I really think that she thought everyone was going to be on board with her. We're 23, 24 years old. We're not in high school. This mean girl behavior, not everybody likes it. And people are clocking it. So we get back to the condo and I waited a little bit. She had a good amount of time to come up to me and apologize to me or even text me. I slept in a completely different room, just away from everything, and she never did. And I literally was like, all right, this is done. I had already probably made that decision in the car dinner, but she didn't even have that integrity to even apologize. I was like, yep, this is it. So I made the decision to post about it on my Snapchat private story. Probably not the best idea, but at that point I felt like I was losing it. And I did delete the mutual friends that we had on that story because I had to spend the whole next day traveling with them. Why would I post that for everyone to see and cause so much drama on that trip? No conversation needed to be said between us. She had already been talking about me badly to other people. And I'm not going to beg anyone to treat me like a human being. At that point, so much had been done and said. I realized sometimes, some things don't need to be discussed. End of friendship. I'm going to walk away. You took it too far. So that's what happened. And whenever she messaged me about it, she seemed like she was more concerned with being called out than about the way that she treated me. And now I see her hopping on here trying to flip the narrative. I think that all of this equates to jealousy. It really does. And it's not always external things or material things, it's the internal. It's the work that people aren't willing to do on themselves. And people like her can never admit it, and she'll always be the victim in every story she's in, and that's another red flag. She can never admit where she went wrong. Anything she said in her story, she was the one being attacked. She was the one being victimized. Yeah, I don't know. And I really do feel like this may have been her intentions all along. I'm not sure. For how comfortable she was to treat me that way, clearly she had some severe animosity, secret animosity, and built up hate and resentment towards me. These things just don't happen overnight, especially as unprovoked as it was. But I know that this was so long, and I hope I didn't leave anything out, but I wanted to tell my side of the story, and actually not even my side, but really just the story itself and what really happened.
Am I the asshole for going through my best friend's phone? This story time is going to be something crazy, so sit back, relax, and grab some snacks, and definitely buckle your seatbelts. Okay, now before I start the story time, I was not going to do this story time at all. I wasn't even going to bring anything to the internet, but I'm seeing that literally weeks later, I'm being talked about on a spam account, and people are in the comments commenting, people who don't even know me personally. So I'm making a story time. All right, so just a little background information. Me and the two other people in this story time have been friends for 4 to 5 years. One, I gotta make names. Okay, so I'm gonna do thing 1 and thing 2. Thing 1, I've been friends with them since 2021. Thing 2, I've been friends with them since 2022. We all met at work. I'm a really good friend. I'm really big on if you have a problem with me, let's talk about it. Speak up. Don't have this secret animosity, because I genuinely do not like that. I don't like having fake friends. All my friends know this. I just want to say, I did not do this on purpose, y'all. I really did not. I'm not the type of person to be going through people's phones, especially because it's not my phone. You're not my man. I'm not paying for the phone. You feel me? Yes, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's get straight into it. And of course, I got screenshots. So this day, I think it was July 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Thing 2's birthday was coming up, and we just were hanging out or whatnot. We had a really good day. I think he does Uber or whatnot, so I usually Uber Eats, so I just sit in the car with him just to give him some company. I love going for car rides. That's just I love car rides. So yeah, so we spent the whole day doing Uber, and then finally when we stopped, I think we got food, then we did a little gardening, and then we came to my house. I was redoing like my setup. So I got my gaming setup. So I got a new monitor, I got a new keyboard and mouse, and then I got my gaming chair. My gaming chair was like in a really big box, and it was just in the living room. So I was like, you know what, let me just build a chair so I can get this big box out of the way. So we come home, I'm like, oh, like I really want to build my chair. He think too is like, oh no, like, you know, just wait till tomorrow, you know, you're not gonna want to do it. And I'm like, no, like I'm gonna build it. So I start building it. I finished building the chair, and thing two was kind of helping me because like the instructions, like they were so bad. Like I'm pretty sure they gave me instructions for a completely different chair. That's besides the point. So I finally built the chair, or so what I thought I built the chair properly, and I finally sit down to like test it out, make sure like scoot around, make sure I built it good, and I did not. But I didn't feel like redoing it. But I, you know, started like actually sitting in it, trying to sit in it for a little bit to see if it's actually comfortable. Thing two was sleep, by the way, in my bed. So I noticed that thing two's phone was on my right here on my keypad, not my keypad, my mouse pad. And I'm like, oh, like, you know, let me see what percentage his phone is on. So I do a quick little tap. Oh, it's on 16. Okay, let me put it on the charger. Like, and I tapped it on the desk. So I pick it up to put on the charger, and as soon as I pick it up, I get a gut feeling. Never had this before, and never this intense, to search my name up in his messages. Mind you, y'all, I've held Thing 2's phone so many times. I've taken pictures on his phone. I've, like, you know, just like he's done on my phone. Like, he's taken pictures, made TikToks, posted. I do the same thing on his phone. Or if he's driving and he wants me to text somebody in his phone, I do so, right? So I never once had, like, you know, this gut feeling. So for me to have that, I'm like, that's crazy. And in the comments of the post, somebody was like, oh, I indeed did not have an intense gut feeling. Well, baby, you should know that women's intuition is unmatched, especially when it's that intense. I already know to listen. I've predicted car accidents. I predicted people cutting in front of me while driving. Like, my gut feeling is unmatched, baby, and I don't care. I'm gonna listen to it every time, because your gut feeling will literally save your life one day, and it definitely did. All right, so now enough about the gut feeling. So I log in and I go to messages and I search up my name. Now, of course, my name in their phone is my name. So, like, I'm just seeing, like, you know, what I'm saying and, like, the group chats that we had. So I wasn't seeing nothing at first. So I was like, okay. Then something was telling me, like, keep scrolling. So I kept scrolling. That's when I see Thing 1 and Thing 2 were talking about me. And y'all, I'm not talking about, oh, her hair looking mess. Oh, she need to brush her hair. Her makeup cakey. No. I'm talking full on in. They was not playing. My gut feeling definitely saved my fucking life. And I'm genuinely grateful. Let's get into the messages. Not only were they talking about me, y'all, but they was also talking about people that were close to me. Like, I just got back in contact with my ex on a friendly level, and I nicely told all of my friends that. They were talking about him. They were talking about my two best friends. They were talking about viewers in my live streams. Why? Okay, so I think I'm only going to just add screenshots that are talking about me now that I'm, like, reading the messages. I'm not going to read the messages. I'm going to just put them up on the screen, but I'm going to just talk about, like, you know, what they're talking about. So me and Thing 2, we applied for Stream University, and we went to the in-person's audition. I'm about to start explaining stuff on, like, how I was a really good friend. So for them to even be talking about me was really diabolical. So if you were at the in-person Stream University, you already know we was standing outside for like 7 hours, no water, no bathrooms, nothing. Well, I obviously had to bring your own, but like they was passing out waters, they was passing out Red Bulls, like they was charging at first, and it got to the point where they just started giving them out because that's how hot it was. Now, Thing 2 was like, oh, like I can't do it, like I'm genuinely gonna pass out. I gave him, literally, and I'm about to pass out too. I gave him my fan and I gave him my last water. I gave you the last that I had. And this is how you talking about me? We both live streamed Kai announcing the students. Now, Kai was supposed to be on live, I'm pretty sure, maybe like 7 o'clock. I don't know. It was somewhere around there, but he didn't get on live until an hour and like maybe 30-ish minutes later. And I had work the next day. So like I was just complaining like, oh my gosh, like get to the students already. Mind you, he was doing the same thing. One of the people that I was telling his story to was literally like, and he was complaining too. Of course it's a problem when I do it. I even texted him and I told him, like, because I bombed him about everything that they was talking about. I didn't even talk to Thing 1 after this because I couldn't do it. Like, I already didn't want to be your friend. You're just not going to get nothing from me. But this was like a really big time for both of us. So if I was making it, I was making the vibe so bad, why didn't you say anything? You could have left the call. Like, we were in a group call and they left like a couple times. Like, just tell me to shut up or like stop complaining. Like, you supposed to be my best friend. This is where it really got me. Me and her both got work at 7 a.m. Like, girl, hush. For one, I'm a CNA. Me going to work at 7 a.m. I'm going to work at 7 a.m. and I'm picking people up. I'm changing people. I'm showering. I'm doing laundry. I'm feeding. Your 7 a.m. is you go to work at 7 a.m. and you leave at 8 a.m. Then you come back to work at 12 or 1 and then you work until 6. Me, I work 7 to 3 straight. I don't get to go home. Of course, I'm going to talk about, oh, yeah, like, you know, I'm tired. Like, if I get accepted, then I'm obviously celebrate. But I'm going to sleep because I still got to continue my life. I still got a shift. I still got people to take care of the next day. I got to make sure that I have the energy for it. So for you to even have a problem for me to say that I'm going to sleep after, we two different people, baby. Really just bothered me. Like, you work at a school, I work in a nursing home. Thing 2, talking about now she want to go to Italy. That's why I don't bring things up. Like, she reheating my nachos. And yo, this is my favorite thing that I was waiting to talk about, is this whole reheating nacho thing, right? If you really know me, you already know Italy has been on my bucket list for a trip for a long, long time. A long time. And I'm pretty sure everybody wants to travel. So what is this whole reheating nachos? That's like me saying, oh, I want to go to Canada and you want to go to Canada too. So now we reheating nachos? Like, what? Everybody wants to explore the world. I'm pretty sure is half of the viewers right now want to go to Italy. You're not special, Buki. Did you make Italy? No. On the phone with me one time talking about like background actors, and I was like, oh, like, you know, send it to the group chat. I don't want to act. Like, I ended up getting an email from my school, so I was just trying to see if it was the same thing. It wasn't. But like, talking about reheating nachos. Excuse me? I'm not reheating nobody's nachos because I don't even want to act. We're going to talk about reheating nachos. I started streaming on TikTok about maybe 3 months ago. Y'all, I wish I had the live stream because I think they delete after a month. I literally on my desk with a tripod in between my legs and my phone propped up with my MacBook in front of me. That's how I started streaming. Then after that, I got me a mini PC because all I did was play Roblox and Sims. But then I realized, you know, I dropped $400 on the mini PC and it's not even running good. So I was thinking about getting a bigger PC, right? So after I got my mini PC, Thing 2 comes over to my crib and was like, oh, I think I'm going to get a PC. So we really talking about reheating nachos. You reheated mine before I could even eat them. You know, you should get one, like, you should get an actual PC because this mini PC one, I'm gonna just return it. Like, it was $400, so I'm gonna return it. And then depending on what like a price is for a regular PC, I'll throw some money on top of that. So his friend gives us a recommendation for the person that we got our PCs from. And at first I was like, like, you know, I don't know. But then my lives were like crashing. My games would just lag. I was like, oh, absolutely not. It's time for a big dog. And I bought my PC. Little did I know, Thing 1 and Thing 2 talked about that in their messages. I've been saving up for my car. And they knew this. Just because I have the means to drop down $600 on a PC and still have room to spend money, if I want to buy something because I can buy it 3 times, 4 times, maybe even 10 times, I'm going to get it. Back to the whole reheating nachos. I just remembered I bought a PS5. You bought a PS5 too right after me. Like, can I get a bite of my damn nachos for you take them? Not her getting a white one like you. That's all he had, Buki, was white PCs. I was supposed to tell him to spray paint it black. Okay.
Oh, y'all, and another thing that I did not mention that I meant to was after I had showed Thing 2 how to like work TikTok live, after like maybe like a couple weeks, his live started to like blow up. Like, he had like 600 people in the live like consistently. I was ranting. He was on live when I was ranting about what had just happened, and the people in his live were like talking about it. So I had popped in there and I was like, oh yeah, y'all, like, you know, I'm okay, follow me. You get 500 consistent viewers and you switch up on your day one. If it was me, I would have been like, y'all, make sure y'all go follow Thing 2. Make sure y'all go follow Thing 1. Thank God that didn't happen. Now I'm getting good views on my live. I feel like it really was meant to happen. As soon as I stop being friends with y'all, my live start blowing up and I start getting a lot of consistent viewers. Like I'm grateful. But yeah, I just felt like that was weird. Like if it was the other way around, I definitely would have told people to go follow you.
Oh, this was a really weird one. Obviously, thing 2 comes to use my bathroom, and he texted him talking about I sit very fine on the toilet. Are you that big that you can't fit on a standard toilet seat? Then talk about you going to dine and dash at my dinner. My dinner, my theme was classy 19. If you ain't had the money or the means to come and spend like $50 for dinner, you should have RSVP. All shade. I don't play about that dine and dash. And I texted him about this, and I should have realized like he drove us there, but like that wasn't even going through my mind. Like you even talking about doing that is wild. So they went to try Scoop and Scootery without me. And this is how I should have realized. Mind you, this was, I think, May. I'm not sure. This is when I should have realized that they weren't my friend. Because I literally would be on the phone like, oh my gosh, I want to try Scoop and Scootery so bad. Then they ended up going without me. I went onto my spam and I was like, actually, no, I said, oh yeah, y'all are blocked. Weird as fuck. Mind you, wasn't even talking about them. Then I was like, on my main account, I said, who wants to go to Scoop and Scootery with me? And of course, they fucking screenshotted it. Thing 1. I said, I'm a fail to both notes, and I laughed at them. It wasn't that serious, and I wasn't even talking about y'all in my spam note. Like, that's another thing. They always are worried about me. Why am I still going through your head? And it's been almost a month, Bookie. Why am you not going through my mind? I'm not posting nothing about you, and this is exactly why I'm making this story time. Because I've been overly quiet on the creep. Obviously, I said some stuff. I gave a quick little story time when it first happened. After that, I'm going to work. I'm doing me. Like, I'm live streaming. Like, I'm not worried about y'all. Y'all didn't really bring much. You didn't bring... Thing 1 didn't bring anything to my life. Thing 2, obviously good friend, or so I thought. Car rides, things like that. Nothing too major. You feel me? Like, it wasn't like I was making money with y'all. It's not like we opened up a business. So, it's really, it's not that serious for me. Like, I'm not going to sit there and talk about you. So, earlier July, Thing 1 and Thing 2 and I got into it. It was nothing serious between me and Thing 2. It was just a miscommunication. Me just jumping the gun. And I apologize for that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You feel me? And Thing 1 was just being messy, in my opinion. I blocked Thing 1 off of my spam. I definitely did, because you're weird. And this was before we even had a conversation. You're weird. And I will say this all the time. My spam is my safe haven. I go in there and I literally look a hot mess. I just do a lot, and I really talk about my feelings on there. That's what I do, and everybody in there fucks with it. Like, everybody loves when I just go on there and make a random video, or I share a story time. They be telling me post my story times on TikTok. Yeah, like, oh, look at her notes. I know she probably talking shit. Mind you, I was quiet on the creek. I ain't say not one thing. You just got blocked, and I went on about my day. It's Instagram. Unfollow me back. Block me back. Like, I wasn't mad about the beach with him. Me and Thing 2, we made plans to go to the beach. Woke up, he was already at the beach. I was thinking that he didn't pick me up, and it was just a whole lot of, we talked about that. I got over it. Now, Thing 1 got into my live stream and was like, oh, how was the beach? You have my location. You can clearly see that Thing 2 is still at the beach, and I'm at home on live. So clearly I didn't go to the beach. Then he was talking about, I don't know where the screenshot is, but then he was talking about because I'll really blast you and put her business on social media, Mind you, that wasn't even in my thought. At the end of the day, I never once, after this situation, thought to put any of their personal business online. You feel me? So for that, and when I said, because I posted on my spam, I think I said, y'all better be careful who y'all calling y'all best friend. And I said best friend as in one person. Who y'all calling y'all best friend on the creek, there's gators in the water. I was talking about Thing 1.
This right here is why I called Thing 1 a gator on my story, because you sat there, you lurked, you let me vent to you, and you were going to try and post that on social media.
You're a gator. You're a weirdo. You sat in my face on the phone. You pretended to be my friend when whole time, and he was really the main one talking shit. Like, Thing 2 was talking shit too, but Thing 1 really, really got it. Because you talking about I'm gonna put her personal business online, and I'll really stop talking to you. I hate people that swear that they right all the time. Like I said before, I know when I'm wrong. Overly. And by the way, I'm not the asshole in this situation at all. Y'all can say what y'all want in the comments, but any person that actually fucked with me on a personal level, who I told this story to, said I was not in the wrong. So it went from me just searching through the phone to all this. All I did was just put the passcode in and search my name up in your messages. You acting like I was going through other people's messages. It has something to do with me. You feel me? And I get it, it's in your phone, but you're overly wrong for talking about me, especially when I wasn't even talking about you like this. Like I'm genuinely just I'm so over the situation. Like I'm so over it. Like that's why I'm making this story time, and especially because it's people in his life that don't even know me on a personal level, don't even know how I am as a friend. Like these are really just people who don't know me. Like you're comfortable to, like, the thing one and thing two, even being comfortable to talk about me like this is crazy. And I scrolled all the way up. It went to January, I think, or December. Thing two just got a new phone. So I'm pretty sure this has been going on for a long time. And back to the beach situation, I was telling thing two, that I didn't want to be friends with thing one anymore. He was like, oh, it's not even that serious. Oh, da. But y'all dogging me in y'all messages. I ended up making Alfredo and posting it on my story. I made too much Alfredo sauce. The ancestors were really quiet on the creek. They did not tell me when to stop. So I just went with my judgment and I made too much sauce. They sent a screenshot of my Alfredo into their messages talking about a whole bunch of throw up emojis. Thing one, in the 5 years or however long we were friends, I never ever once saw you cook. It was always Chick-fil-A. It was always, like, you feel me? And I'm not talking about oodles and noodles. I'm not talking about frozen meals. I'm talking about actual cooking. Now, thing two, a couple times. But thing two don't even eat Alfredo. Thing two don't even like white sauce. I had people fighting over my Alfredo last year at prom house. So what's really tea? I know I can cook. And I gave my mom some food. Obviously, the phone is pointed to me. So they don't see the face that my mom, like, made as she said, yuck. You could, and I know this is my mother. I came out of her. I know how she, acts. I know, like, when she's joking or not. So when she was like, oh, yuck, she was joking. Gave my sister some. She said, yuck, too. Following after my mom. My food is good, boo. Like, I know how to cook. Like, you feel me? So for that to even be them talk, like, what, you talking about your stomach hurt? Your stomach hurt from all the grease you eating. Oh, I didn't even get into when I found out. So when I found out that he was talking about me in his messages, I kicked him out immediately because I don't feel comfortable sleeping next to you. You gotta go. So, sleeping in my comfortable bed, and no. So I got the screenshots for y'all. I'm gonna just have y'all read them. What I said about you is not talking shit about you. I'm commenting on what happened in the moment. The commenting on what's happening in the moment really got me. You wasn't shit talking. I pop it at the mouth. I know shit talking when I see it. Now, when he apologized, I don't know what he meant by I was upset in the moment. Mind you, this just shows how good of a friend I am. After I saw that you were talking shit about me in your phone, I kicked you out, and then I realized, oh wait, we gardened. Let me make sure that he's okay to drive home. Texted him. Obviously, I went and got my mom, and I told her everything. She was like, oh, where is he now? Went out to the car and said, if you need to come back inside and go to sleep for a little bit, you can do that so that you're able to drive home. Like I said, I'm going to block out anything that might be a little personal or might be somebody else's business. Other than that, I'm done and over with this. I'm glad that I'm able to share my side of the story because this whole situation is just, it's over and done with. Like, I'm moving on. I'm about to make big accomplishments in my life, and I'm just wanting peace. Like, you feel me? Hope y'all enjoyed. I hope this was a good story time because it wasn't a good time for me. Yeah.
Oh, and one thing that I didn't say was in the recent post that he had made about, shading me or whatnot on his spam. My friend, of course, going to defend me in rooms or pages that I'm not in, as a good friend should. And long story short, they got into it a little bit. And he was like, at the end of the day, your friend is a psycho for going through my phone while I was sleeping. It wasn't psycho for you to be sitting in my face acting like you was my friend, but really was talking hella shit about me.
This video, but I'm just sharing my side, and I'm not outing no names. So I don't want to see nobody in the comments talk about some, oh, is this about? Because it's either I'm not responding to it or it's getting deleted. This is just me telling my story.
And also, to these people's friends, I have no problem with y'all. This is a problem between me, thing one, and thing two. But I would start to think, if this person can talk about, these people can talk about their friend that they've been friends with before some of y'all were even friends, I would start to think, what are they saying about me? That's it. That's all.
Love y'all. I love who love me. Hit that follow button. More content coming soon.
From the ages of 17 through 21, I was best friends with this girl, and almost all of our falling outs had something to do with me doing her hair. When I was a teenager, I used to do hair, but I didn't really have it as a business. I would mainly just do like my friends and family because I was just too paranoid and scared to do other people's hair. And I still am, actually. I could pretty much do almost every hairstyle, and any hairstyle that I didn't know how to do, I would just like watch a tutorial on how to do it. So most of the times when my friends needed their hair done, I would do it. And I honestly really didn't mind. Most of the time, like my best friends, my close friends, they wouldn't really pay me. I would just do their hair. And of course, this girl was my best friend, so I definitely was doing her hair. This was like in the beginning of our friendship. At this time, we probably had been friends for like a few months. Basically, she wanted to do crochet, and at the time, crochet was really popular and it was really easy to do. It was quick. Didn't take a lot of time, and it was inexpensive because the hair, you just get it from the beauty supply. I used to do crochet all the time, so I was gonna do her crochet hair, and I want to say that it was on a Sunday that I was supposed to do her hair. It could have been a Saturday, but I think it was a Sunday. She comes over to my house and she had bought the wrong crochet hair. So we basically couldn't do her hair because she didn't want to install the hair that she did get. But also she didn't want to go back. Actually, she couldn't go back to the beauty supply because they were closed, because I think it was on a Sunday. That's why I think it was on a Sunday, because I think on Sundays, beauty supplies close earlier than usual. Either the beauty supply was closed or she didn't want to drive all the way to the beauty supply where she got the hair because it was near her house, which wasn't like super far from my house, but taking the trip back and forth would have just been too much. So she ended up just hanging out in my room. Like, she was just hanging out. We were just sitting there on our phones or talking or whatever we were doing. We were just hanging out. And then I had remembered that my friend actually had a birthday dinner that same day. And the reason I wasn't going to go was because, first of all, I didn't drive and I didn't have a ride. And also I was going to be doing her hair. So I was like, I'm just not going to go. But then I was like, okay, since we're not doing her hair and we're just sitting here, I asked her to give me a ride to the birthday dinner. And she said yes. She had no problem with it. She drove me to the birthday dinner. The whole ride there, she didn't say anything. We were just like chilling. I didn't see anything wrong. She didn't act weird in any way. She said yes, and I thought everything was fine. And I went to the birthday dinner. It was cool. Okay, so at the time, she had also started dating this boy who lived in Chicago, and he was really crazy. I remember when she introduced me to him, something about him just seemed off. Like, something about him just was not sitting right in my spirit. And also, like, the way he spoke to me when she introduced us, I can't remember exactly what the conversation was, but I could just tell, like, okay, this is not like a normal person. Like, something about him is just like off. Like, he just does not care. If you know the stereotype of like Black men from Chicago, he basically fit that stereotype, but Nigerian, because he was also a scammer. She started dating this boy like pretty early on in our friendship, so it was almost like I didn't know her apart from him. I only got to know her for like maybe like 2 months apart from him. Maybe like 3 months apart from him. It just wasn't a long time. So basically, most of our friendship, she dated this boy. I didn't really interact much with him, but the few times that I would interact with him, he just wasn't a nice person. He was rude, he was mean, and he just wasn't the best person. But this girl, my friend, she was the type of person that believed that her boyfriend didn't have to be nice to anyone but her, not even her best friend, me. And she would say that, like, my man doesn't have to be nice to anybody but me. That's what she believed. So he was nasty. Okay, so back to the birthday dinner. I think it was when I got home. I had some text messages from him on Snapchat. Mind you, I don't think me and him were like friends on Snapchat. I don't know how he got my Snapchat. I'm pretty sure at that time we weren't friends on Snapchat or anything. I don't even think we were ever friends on Snapchat. Anyway, I don't know how he got my Snapchat, but I had some messages from this boy, her boyfriend. And basically, he was just going in on me and just being like, why did you not do her hair. Why would you have her basically like give you a ride to a birthday dinner, but you didn't do her hair? Da da da. He's like going off on me for not doing her hair, y'all. It was so bizarre. When I tell you, I was like so shocked. Like I actually didn't know what to say. I think I was like explaining myself and just basically telling him like, oh, she brought the wrong hair and we ended up not being able to do it because she wanted to, do it another day and like go back and get the right hair. Like it wasn't my fault. Like I'm just over here defending myself because I didn't know how to handle the situation because it was so new to me. I never experienced anything like this in my life. So of course I reach out to her and I'm like, girl, like your boyfriend is going off on me, and I'm just telling her what's happening. Like, why would you allow him to do this type of thing? And she was trying to say that she told him not to, and she can't control him, da 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 da, just basically coming up with some rubbish excuse as to why, she basically wasn't in the wrong and she didn't do anything. And I was just like really shocked. Honestly, y'all, like I'm telling the story, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I was just really, really shocked. Like I couldn't believe what was happening. Like I said, I had never experienced anything like this in my life. And she wasn't even like standing up for me. And I think she ended up being like, well, yeah, you didn't do my hair. And he was upset about it. And, he wanted to say something to you. And it was just even more weird because I'm pretty sure like me and this boy did not have each other on Snapchat. So she had to have given him my Snapchat or something. So like basically you gave him my Snapchat so he could go off on me. Mind you, up until this point, me and this girl had never had any issues. I had never seen any red flags or anything, because mind you, this is like the beginning of our friendship. So the whole thing was it just really shocked me. And I'd never dealt with anything like it. Again, like I said, I've never dealt with anything like this before. So I just didn't really know how to handle it. I think she ended up apologizing, or we ended up like talking about it or something. But anyway, we squashed it and I ended up doing her hair another time. I was literally 17 years old at the time. So I handle things a lot differently at 17 than I would right now at 27. So yeah, it was just a very weird situation, and it was honestly like a foreshadowing of just like how our friendship was going to go. This is just one of the few stories. I think I'm going to tell the next one in part 2, because the next one, it just got worse and worse and worse until our friendship eventually ended when I was 21 and I ended the friendship. And even our friendship ending was essentially because of this guy, because he did something really, really crazy to me. And she lied about it to me, basically. She lied about it to me for years. She knew the truth for years and she kept it from me. And I ended up finding out and our friendship ended up ending. Actually, that's not even what ended our friendship. We ended up becoming friends again, even after that. And then she did something else. Y'all, it was a very toxic friendship. It was just a very toxic friendship in general. And I wish that at the time, obviously there's no way, but I wish that I had the knowledge that I have now, because that friendship honestly changed a lot. Like I feel like I would be a whole different person if I didn't experience some of the things that I did in that friendship. You know what? Now that I think about it, although that friendship was very painful and a lot of the things I experienced in the friendship was very painful, I also learned so much about myself. And like I said, I would be a whole different person if I hadn't been friends with this girl. But honestly, it was for the best, because a lot of the things that I learned, it kind of like outweighed the bad. I feel like it changed me into a completely different person, and I'm actually not mad at it. I have so many more stories I could tell about this friendship specifically, and I'm gonna tell them, so stay tuned because there's a lot. Like, it just kept getting worse, and yeah, bye.
Hey guys. Hey guys. Okay, so we're gonna start the story time off by saying I'm not making this to bash anybody, to turn anybody against anybody. I'm just trying to clear it all up because everybody asking for the story time. Here we are. Okay, so we just gonna get straight into it. We're gonna start at the very beginning of when this situation all plays out. So we're gonna give everybody code names but the girl in the video. Her name is Jaya. So it first starts off with it's my group chat or whatever. It is, I don't know how many people in the group chat, but it's my group chat or whatever. So I had a crush on this boy, right? Well, it's not really a crush. I just thought he was cute or whatever. So I'm telling my group chat like, oh yeah, like I think he cute and stuff. Mind you, the girl
the girl used to talk to him on the low. Jaya, she used to talk to him on the low, I guess. And yeah, but this was like years ago, like a long time ago. And yeah, so boom. Boom. So I'm telling them like, oh, he's cute and all that. But when I was in a group chat, I was like, oh, Jaya, I hope you don't think I'm weird or whatever. Right? Everybody like, they're like, oh yeah, like he, oh my, like yeah, it's like hyping it up and stuff. But she never replied back in the group chat. So boom. Then that's when I see her. She posted on her notes or whatever. I seen it, but I didn't think it was about me. And I go to school the next day, and like one of her best friends was like, oh, did you see Jaya note? It's about you or whatever. So I go look, and I'm like, what? So I text her. I'm like, I hope you didn't think I'm weird. Let me go into the messages for y'all. Okay, so I'm at this is my keep in mind this is at school. So I text her. I said, Jaya, you mad at me because you didn't text in the group chat, and I see your note on IG. So what's up? She said, I feel some type of way that everyone knows how much I wanted him and how hurt I was, and that's the one person I don't want none of my friends to get on that with, because I know what happened between me and him. So I'm honestly hurt as fuck for real. And my note wasn't about the situation. It's about track stuff. So we just gonna stop there. She never told us that she never wanted us to get on that with him. No one never knew how, like, well, okay, she said that this was her FL. No one never knew that. Even her closest friends didn't even know that was her FL. So I didn't know that, and I didn't know she didn't want nobody to get on that with him because they never dated for one, and they was on the low. So it was like, you never, So I forgot what her note said, but it was not about track stuff. Like, it literally said like something like how people was all weird. Everybody's always weird. And it was posted literally after I had said that stuff in a group chat, and she didn't text back. Baby, that wasn't about no track stuff. Come on now. So I text her back. I said, well, I didn't know that. And I literally said, I don't want a relationship with him. And I know that's how you feel about him. You should have said that. And I ain't know that's how you felt about him. You should have said that last night, but I can't help with the way I feel, Jaya. I don't really know what to say. I'm sorry. I didn't know you felt that way. She said, it's fine. I'm just hurt. I said, what you mean you hurt? You're hurt because I like what? She was like, I mean, my feelings are hurt. I said, like, why? What can I do? She said, because it kind of like if I had a crush on blank. Blank is like my ex, like my first ex that blank that I dated. Okay, we can't say his name, but then she said, and I was talking about snapping him and getting someone to try to help me get on that with him in front of your face. Would you not feel no type of way? And it's like we close. So boom, in the group chat they were saying that I should snap him and that we should get on that and all of that. I was like, no, y'all, like I don't know, like no, I can't do that and stuff, like, right? And I guess she was mad because it was her best friends were the ones hyping it up or whatever, and they supposed to know that she cool. But mind you, they said that she doesn't even talk about him to them anymore. So like they didn't know type shit. So cool. I said no because I'm over blank, and all my friends already got on that with him, and blank is a hoe. I wouldn't expect any less, and your best friends were telling me to snap him, but I didn't, and I said I don't want a relationship with him, Jaya. And the difference is that I dated blank and popped out with blank, and everyone knew about us. It's different for you and blank, and you and blank never dated, right? So then that's when she get the texting back, and she was like that it still hit the same because we did relationship stuff and all of that. And she said that she feel like it's weird because she used to talk about him a whole lot in her group chat with her other group chat with her best friends and stuff, and she was like that they knew how she felt about him and all that. And she was like that she's not fully over him, mind you, happened years ago, but everybody take their time and they differently, they get over stuff differently. But she said she not fully over him, and she not ready to see one of her friends talk to him. Cool. So I'm just texting back and forth, and I'm like, Jaya, like I don't want him, like I just think he's cute, like it wasn't never like that, like it was just like, I don't know, like it was never like that. I just think he's cute or whatever. And
she was like, because she was trying to make it seem like I'm talking to him and I'm getting on that with him and I want him and I want to start talking to him. No, like that's not what it was. Like I made that clear to her in these messages. I'm like, I don't want anything. Like I would never. I don't want him. I'm not trying to talk to him, and that was cool. So that's when she ended the conversation and said, "Oh wait, no. First, before I was like, it would be different if I was hiding it from you and I didn't say that I liked him, or I didn't say that I thought he was cute or any of that. It would be different and you finding out than me telling you, and I'm not trying to throw it in your face. It's just me telling you, because it would be different if I didn't tell you and you finding out. That would have made me look weird, but I'm not the type of person." So she said, "Thank you for telling me. I respect you a lot. I just wanted to let you know how I felt and where I'm coming from." Cool. Then that's when we end the conversation. We like, okay, love you, all that. Then, mind you, I'm still at school through all of this. That's when my ex FL, that's when FL texts me. Mind you, I'm not fully done with him at the time. So that's when he texts me, talk about you talk to somebody named blank. Full name, by the way, blank. I said, "Oh my God, no, who told you that?" FL said, "Jaya gang, stop lying. You talked about it in their group chat last night." So you're telling my ex, because they go to the same school. You're telling my ex stuff that we're talking about in a group chat, in a growers group chat, and it's supposed to be our group chat. You're telling my ex. That's the impression that I had when he texted me this, right? So I texted her and I was like, I said, "Oh my God, I know you did not tell blank." I said, "I know you did not tell FL," and I sent her the screenshot of him texting me that, and I said, "Jaya, bro." She said he heard me in we're gonna give her a code name. Her code name gonna be her code name is gonna be Ponytail. She said he heard me and Ponytail talking about it this morning because she asked me what was wrong, but I got you. I'm gonna tell him I'm trolling to make him mad. I have a class with him next hour. And then she was trying to joke with me and stuff, and she was like, "I love you, Bookie." And she said, "Oh, and forgot to tell you, FL hella tender." Oh, okay, this don't matter. I said, "No, don't tell him nothing." I said, "Bro, like now he thinks I talked to him, dude. Like why, Jaya?" She said, "I thought y'all wasn't talking anymore." Y'all, everybody knew. I kept going back to him. Come on now, come on. You knew that. Like what you mean you didn't know? So you did tell him. Exactly. Okay. So he was like, "Jaya gang, stop lying. Y'all talked about it last night in the group chat." I said, "I don't talk to him. I don't have no reason to lie to you, DJ. That's the same." Ooh, I can't say this. Okay, so I was like, "I don't have no reason to lie to you, and that Jaya is a liar." And he was like, "Jaya not just gonna lie about something like that." I said, FL, I haven't talked to anybody after you. I don't talk to blank. We're gonna give him a code name. Okay, his code name gonna be Watermelon. I said, "I don't talk to Watermelon. I swear to God, what do I have to lie for? We not together." And he was like, "She cried because y'all was talking." I said, "We not talking." She feels some type of way because he was flirting with me. He said, okay, London. And boom, that was that. It was just the whole thing going back and forth, right? So she was telling him that we was texting on Snapchat and basically that we was talking and stuff, right? Never text this man on Snapchat. Never texted him on Snapchat. So that was a lie right there. So I'm like, why are you, even if you didn't like tell him directly, why are you saying that's a lie? You never heard me say we texted on Snapchat. So that was that right there. Then that's when she was like, okay, y'all gonna have to, I'm gonna have to give y'all part two. Okay, so that's when she was telling all the lies about Watermelon or whatever, saying that we talked and we text on Snapchat and all that, right? So I thought that she was texting FL and was saying, or no, telling FL at school and was saying all of this to FL, but this is what she said when I texted her. Okay, so boom, so she was saying all those lies about Watermelon and all of that, right? So we left off of when she was like, "I thought y'all wasn't talking anymore." I said, "We're not, but still, I don't want him to know what the fuck I'm talking about in my group chat. And if I did talk to Watermelon, I don't want him to know that. You said that I be texting him on Snapchat, like, why lie? And you said we was talking when we not." She said, okay, see, FL dragging it. I ain't say all that. I said somebody did. She said, I think he just came up with that himself to make you feel guilty and admit it. Admit it? Admit what? It didn't happen. So then she said, that's what it seemed like. I said, this whole situation is pissing me off. Like, how did he hear you in ponytail? He said you was crying because I talked to Watermelon. She said, I'm over it. Can we move on? Like, just say I was lying or trolling or something. How? First of all, why would you be lying? Why would you be lying and trolling to Ponytail when you're telling, if he overheard y'all, why would you be lying and trolling to Ponytail and crying and stuff, but you're trolling? That's telling me that you went up to him and you want me to tell him that you, when you was talking to him, that you was lying and trolling. But I thought you didn't go up to him. Exactly. So I said, I did, Jaya. I want to move on too. He said, why would she lie about something like that? He said he don't think you would lie. She said, oh my God, I'm going to tell him I'm trolling next hour. Like, this don't make sense. How would you be trolling to Ponytail? Like, what? Then I said, and if he talk to you, say that we don't talk. Just say you was sad because he be flirting with me. Then she said, why would I be sad? Because, okay, then she started acting dumb. We just gonna skip over that. I said, whatever you say we don't talk. And, yeah, cool. So she was like, okay, yeah, cool. So boom, then I was like, only talk to him if he talk to you about it. Cool. So then me and FL texted back and forth, and he's still thinking that I talked to the nigga, and I guess she went up and said she was trolling. I don't know. She said something, right? So then that's when his FL friend get involved, and we gonna name him Ice Cream. Okay, so that's when me, Ice Cream, and FL is in a car or whatever, and I don't remember if FL left the car, he like left, and cause I don't think he heard this, but Ice Cream was like that Jaya had told him that I told her to lie to FL about how I don't talk to Watermelon, and basically she was making it seem like I did talk to Watermelon, and I was telling her to lie to them and say that I don't when I actually do. Like, so I'm like, what? And so that's when FL get to going crazy, like, what? So you actually do talk to this? You actually do, like, da 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 da. So I'm like, oh my God, like, no. So I get to sending them the screenshots when I was texting her, like, telling her what to say. Not once did I ever say, my bad, y'all, but I'm like, not once did I ever say in none of these messages that I talked to him and just tell him that I don't. I never said that. I'm telling her that I don't talk to him and tell him that I don't talk to him. Cause you at school with him, you could do, like, so you need to tell him, like, but she, made it seem like I do. So that was that. Then I sent them the screenshots and they're like, oh yeah, so that do make sense. And then that was that. Okay, so then that's when we got past all of that. Okay, cool. So then that's when we on the group chat call, or I was on the phone with Jaya or whatever, and we was basically talking about the situation. And I think because, like, it was other stuff like coming to my attention too, and they was saying how, like, Jaya always flirting with FL at school, and they be flirting and stuff. So I brought it to her attention. So I'm like, what did, like, and she was like, what? No, I can't. Why would I be flirting with FL? Like, I can't do that because never mind. I can't say that. And I'm like what? Like, no, say it. Like, she was like, no, because if I tell you everyone's gonna hate me at my school, I'm not gonna have nobody to talk to. Like, and I know you know this person really well, so you're gonna text them. So I can't tell you. Fast forward, I end up like telling her, like, what? Like, tell me. So she was like that. FL and Ponytail are on that. Mind you, Ponytail, when I popped out with him, she was always underneath my comments and, hyping it up like, I'm so happy for you. And then she'd be like, when we first popped out, oh, he's a hoe, like, don't talk to him, da 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 da. Now you on it? Now you on that with him? And then you getting mad over me. FL getting mad over me thinking somebody cute, but you on that with my with my friend. What? So I found that out, and I'm just like, what? Like, at first I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell her. I'm not gonna tell her. I'm not gonna text her. I'm not gonna do none of that. But I'm definitely gonna talk to FL about this. So boom, that was that was that whole situation. That don't have nothing to do with her, so we're not even gonna get into that. Okay, so that was that. I'm pretty sure that was the end of that situation, that first situation with her. But I still felt like she was weird, and I told her that. Cool, that was that. We had a track meet where we was gonna see everybody. So that was that. We seen each other. That was cool. Okay, track meet. So it was these group of boys from Hal that came up to me, and they was all trying to put me on with this boy or whatever. And mind you, FL is at the track meet. So I'm like, oh my god, like this is gonna be World War II. Like, please, like if he see me with these group, like this is gonna be World War II. So I'm like, oh my god. So cool. Then that's when they end up putting me on with him, I guess. But he wasn't my type. He was short, he not my type, so I didn't really want him. Okay, so we're gonna name him Shorty. So that was that. I didn't really talk to him because like he wasn't my type. Like I didn't really want him. Cool. I ended up ghosting him or whatever because I didn't know how to tell him that I didn't want him. Like I told him 3 times and he still was trying to go. So yeah, I ended up ghosting him because I know what else to do. So that was that. So then I get another text from FL and he like, you talk to a light skinned boy that go to da 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 da, and I'm like, they was like, you talk to a light skinned boy that go to da 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 da, and I'm like, what? Cause mind you, I don't even like light skins. Light skins are not my type. So what? Like what? So I'm like, what are you talking about and stuff and all of that. He get to saying that Jaya told him that I talked to this boy that go to Howard or whatever. I guess they was at a track meet and he was trying to get on that with her. Then he was like, oh no, cause I talked to your friend. I talked to your friend London. Like, no, I can't do that. And then she went to go tell everybody that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, because I guess like I was confused. I didn't know the boy was him. I didn't know that's who the boy was. So because I'm still like, I don't talk to no light skinned dude from, so that was that. So I'm pretty sure that was like the last thing that she had did that was weird, and I was like, no, I'm done, because like, why are you like lying and stuff? And the FL, like, he going off on me and stuff like that. That's a whole different story. But so yeah, so she telling my ex stuff again. So that was that. I had texted her. I was like, bro, why are you lying, saying this and da 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 da. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I got disrespectful. I called her out her name, and I was mad because it was like the last straw for me. So she was like, oh, that wasn't my intentions and stuff, and da 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 da. And I'm like, it's still the fact though. And she like, that's not my intention. So after she sent that message, I didn't text back and I blocked her on everything. Cool. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna just make a part 2 of the end of the situation, and yeah, a part 3, so yeah. Okay, so part 3. So boom, then that's when I blocked her and everything, right? Cool. I stopped being friends with her on good terms. Like, it wasn't nothing bad. Like, I just blocked you and that was that. I didn't want to be your friend no more. So I remember it was this day at track, and I was talking to one of her best friends and a few other girls, right? Because they had brought up like, what's going on with you and Jaya and stuff, right? So I was just like, basically, I just started ranting them about the whole situation, right? But I didn't really like say like too much. Like, I was just like saying that I just don't want to be her friend, and that was that. But before this, like, the situation, like, people will always ask me like, what happened? I just don't want to be her friend. Like, I wouldn't like go into detail because like it's none of y'all business for real, So boom, fast forward, that's when I get told, like, the day before I made the TikTok, I get told that, my bad y'all, but I get told that Jaya was talking about this to, I don't know who she was talking about it to, but one of them was a boy. And yeah, so she was like, that my ego need to be as small as my space buns. The buns I do, she said my ego need to be as small as my buns. How the fuck you gonna tell me how much confidence I need to have? Like, excuse me? So, and then she said she called me a bird brain ass bitch, and she was basically just talking shit about the situation with me and FL and how I'm stupid, and basically what? Then I also find out that the messenger told me that her and FL are on the low. But I find this out when I'm already fully done with FL, like moved on. So I'm like, I don't care, but it's just like, so you really was for that's still weird though, but I don't care. Like, even if I don't care if y'all had some, I don't care. So the messenger also told me that in gym class his arm was around her, or they would make a TikToks and her arm was around her, and they were saying how they wanted each other, but the only person that was getting in the middle of it was me, right? So yeah, and apparently it's like a video or whatever, and yeah, but nobody got the video, but apparently it's a video. So I'm just like, that's news to me. That's even more weird. But it's just like, I didn't care, even if y'all are on that or y'all not on that. I don't care, because I'm doing my thing. Like, I'm over him. We're not friends, so I don't care. But that's weird. So boom, that's when I found all that out. I'm like, I'm so mad. Like, I want to text her so bad, but the messenger like, no, because you not even supposed to know the whole time. I'm like, okay. So I don't text nobody. I don't say nothing. I make the TikTok. Boom. So this is where it gets down to the get down. So I make the TikTok, everybody like, who is this? I like, what's going on? And all of that. Then she commented under it. She talking about some, you dragging this shit, by the way. So all this stuff, this is all I know. I know that I'm in my head, it's that she said all of this, right? I'm dragging it. So boom, then that's when we get to texting in our group chat, because we ain't texted in that group chat in a minute. So we get to texting in that group chat. Oh shit, I got 4%. So we texting in the group chat or whatever, and we talking about the whole situation, and she just like, what? Like, what are y'all talking about? This is y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Cool. So that's when everybody just, saying like, like, it was just a whole lot of, right? She texted me, she was like, why are you mad for? So then that's when in the group chat, when I was like, okay, so since we here, we just gonna put it all out on the table. I told her what I heard and all of that, and she like, what? I'm not on the DL with FL. I'm not on the download with him. Like, what? We not on the low. I never talked to him. Right? Cool. I really don't care. You can explain yourself, but I really don't care if you did. So I don't care. So boom. So I texted back and I was like, I sent the voice message. And okay, so she was at the fair with my other group of friends or whatever, and like the weekend before they went to the fair, I was at the fair with them, right? The weekend before that. So they was at the fair or whatever, and they said that she brought up my name, and she said because like they was asking me what happened or whatever, and I was like, that I'm not beefing with her, she beefing with me. She said all this stuff when all I did was block her and not say nothing else after that. Like, I didn't go on to talk shit about her. No. So cool. Then that's when they was like, she said the exact opposite. She said that you beefing with her, she not beefing with you, it's one-sided beef, and it's all over a boy. Where the fuck did the boy come from? Because like, no, what? They saying that it's all over Shorty. I don't even talk to Shorty. Like, what? Come on. So I had said that too, and I was like, so you brought me up at I said, so you brought me up at the fair with da 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 da, and you said this and that. Cool. We gonna go back to those messages. Okay. So I texted her, you brought me up at the fair talking to okay. So then that's when I texted her and said, you brought me up at the fair talking to Teal and saying that you not beefing with me and I'm beefing with you, and I just want to know what was the need for that, because I never stopped being your friend on bad terms. Anyway I ever felt about you, I have said it. Then you talking about how my ego should be as small as my buns, and that I'm a bird brain ass bitch, and I just really don't understand how someone I call my friend and defended and was one of the only people seeing and hearing you out could turn around and do this. Then you on a low with FL. Mind you, it all started over a nigga that don't even claim you and ain't gonna talk to you after. I'm not looking for an apology. I'm willing to hear you out, and if it's some bullshit, I'ma tell you. Okay, so cool. Then that's when she texted back and said, I was never on the fucking low with FL. And the only thing I remember, wait. One second. Okay, so then that's when she was like, and the only thing I remember saying at the fair to anyone was when, we gonna name this girl best friend. Her best friend. Best friend and me told blank, she don't really matter, just my friend. So told my friend to leave that one guy alone because you got mad at me over that. I said you don't gotta get smart though, because I'm already upset. Let's not take it there. She said, who telling you all this stuff? She was like saying that I was gonna get mad over a guy. I was like, huh? And then I told her, don't worry about it, too many questions. So what is it? Then that's when she said, okay, so that's when she said, what you mean? I told you what I said. I think this is hella unnecessary, and I never lied. Like, I could care less about a nigga. If I wanted him or was on the low with him, I would have already said that, and we all know that FL be the one flirting with me, and I never went for it once because I know how he did you, and I wouldn't do that because because Ponytail was on that too. So then I sent her a voice message. And in the voice message, I was basically saying, okay, so in the voice message, I was like, what's unnecessary is you talking shit after I silently cut you off. Like, that's what's unnecessary. And shit, what else did I say? And I was like that if you on the low with a nigga, obviously you're not gonna tell me because y'all on the low, but like, I don't give a fuck, like, you know. And then she was telling me how, like, I was like, you told me that y'all don't be flirting, so what you mean y'all flirting and you never went for it? Come on now. So then she said, I don't know why this is all being all brought back up. This happened like hellas ago, and I've been off this, like, my mind like this, like, mind you, this is summer, no one's trying to do all that, and I know I didn't do that, and I know my intentions wasn't to hurt you at all. I just feel some type of way from what best friend and other best friend would tell me you said or say. So of course, like any person I get mad. I got mad, but I got over it because I realized it was too much I wasn't trying to be a part of. And before that, she sent voice messages, and she was saying basically that when I was talking that track, they twisted my words up and said that I said that I feel like I'm always in competition with Jaya and over a nigga, and I'm mad because she's so boy centered, and all the niggas that want her, that want me, want her. And that I'm mad about that, and I was mad about about Shorty trying to talk to her and da 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 da. When that was that was far from what happened. So it was just my whole thing. Y'all going to go back to go tell her stuff like that. I never. Oh my gosh, bro, we gotta make a part 4. I'm finna get irritated. Okay, so hopefully this is the last part. But okay, so I'm mad about Shorty or whatever, and about him trying to talk to her. That's what they told her. Never was the case. So then we had a GAC meet, right? And her school was going to be there. And Shorty's school was going to be there, right? So we at the meet or whatever, and that's when her best friend go up to her and was like, oh my gosh, London's mad about Shorty. She's still mad about him. Mind you, I'm at the meet, and best friend go to my school, and she, you know, so we kicking it all before this or whatever, but at school, but you going up to Jaya talking about I'm mad about a nigga, when I'm there and we can all talk about this. Y'all can come up to me and ask me why I'm mad. We can all get it figured out there, but you go, like, come on now. So yeah, apparently she go up to her, and then that's when she tell her all that stuff that I said at the track practice. She told her or whatever, and Yeah, but I'm at the meet, so this is all being said while I'm there. But nobody came up to me. Nobody said nothing to me. So cool. Okay, so boom. Then that's when so Jaya, we got on call. This is what Jaya had told me or whatever. So we was basically talking about that, and I explained to her what I was the reason or whatever, and I was mad, and it was never over no nigga. It was just the fact that you was going back to go tell him shit or whatever. She said that she never went back to go tell him. She was taught okay. So basically, the boy had tried to talk to her and was like, "Oh no, I talked to your friend or whatever." So after that, she had went to go tell her senior friends or whatever, and then that's when FL had walked up and he had heard it, and she just kept talking. I guess I don't know if that's a lie yet, but I really don't care. So yeah. So my whole thing was, I was like, okay, you didn't tell FL, but you still, right after the situation happened, you went to go talk about it. Like, keep your mouth closed. Like, what do you mean? So I'm like, did we learn something? Like, and cool. So then that's when she get to saying that at the stuff that happened at the fair, when she was saying that I'm beefing with her and all of that, she was like that best friend had said that I'm beefing with Jaya, and she's not beefing with me, and that it's one-sided beef. Best friend apparently said this. So mind you, we in the call like with the two best friends or whatever, but they both not answering. So she's saying that best friend said all of this. I'm like, so boom. Then she get to saying that the only thing that she said about me, she never said that I was a bird brain ass bitch. Okay. She never talked about me. The only negative thing she said about me was my buns. And the fair stuff, she said that she never brought me up or whatever. I don't know. Best friend brought me up, basically. Basically what she was saying was she was pinning it all on the best friend. So cool. So boom, then that's when we talk about it, and I'm just like, okay, I don't want to be her friend and all of that, and that was that, right? Cool. So I'm going about my day. Then I get a group chat call. It's with best friend and Jaya. So I'm like, oh my God. So I answer the phone. So they get to talking about it. We get to talk about the situation and stuff. So I'm like asking, like, why would you tell her that I said this? She was like, you did tell her. Then she was like, then I was like, so why would you go up to her at the GAC when we was all there and we could have talked about it ourselves? She was like, I didn't think it was that deep. Obviously you did. If you went to go, like, come on now. Okay, so then that's when I had brought up to best friend. I was like, so why at the fair did cause Jaya said that at the fair that she the one who said that stuff. I said, so why at the fair did you bring me up and say that I have one-sided beef with Jaya and I'm beefing with her and she's not beefing with me, but you can kick it with me at school and be all up in my face and hey and all of that, and at the meets and at track practice and stuff, but you going to the fair to talk about me to my friends, by the way, and brought me up, but you can't, say it to. I said, why you ain't said this to me? She said, well, I'm saying it now. Who? Like, who you talking to? I'm like, you're not saying shit, actually. So, boom. They said the reason that it was brought up is because they seen Shorty at the fair or whatever, and they was trying to put one of my friends that's also one of their friends on with him or whatever, and then that's when best friend was like, no, don't do that, because ain't that's why London was mad at you, Jaya. Don't put him on. I was never mad, first of all. Then she was like, also Ponytail is also on that with Shorty. So boom. So that's how I got brought up or whatever. Cool. Then that's when she started saying all that bullshit. So then that's when best friend get to saying like, oh, I don't understand how Ponytail can be on that with but once Jaya do it, it's a problem. I said, first of all, I didn't even know Shorty and Ponytail was on that with each other. I don't keep up with that nigga or her. I could care fucking less. Like, what? Then it wasn't a problem. Like, it wasn't a problem. I didn't care if that was never the issue. So I had explained to them what will all happen and how I wasn't mad about the nigga. But then I also said I will never ever ever be mad that any of, first of all, any of my niggas, my main niggas, like, would not want you. Like, I promise you. Like, I had to make that clear. And I was like, that I will never be in competition with you, Jaya. Like, not in competition. I'm not in competition. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So boom, that was that. Then I kept like, so, and on that call, it was just like a whole lot of, every time I'm talking to Jaya, she like, oh no, best friend said that. So I'm talking to best friend. Oh no, Jaya said that. So I'm like, you know what? It's a lot of he say, she say. Y'all don't know y'all story's not straight. Da da da. So you messy. You a liar. Y'all both weird. So y'all meant for each other. And we just ended it there. Like, that was that. Okay, so that's the end of the story. It's nothing more to it. That's it. That's all. Don't go bullying her and bashing her, y'all. And yeah.
She said the note was about track stuff. The note was not about track stuff. This is a specific kind of dishonesty, the kind that only lives between people who are supposed to be close to each other, where you look someone in the face and claim the obvious thing is not what it is, because the alternative requires admitting something you were not planning to admit. Fake friendships do not usually announce themselves early. They show up looking like the real thing, feeling like the real thing, in the moments where the person needs something from you. The ride to the dinner, the hair appointments, the bridesmaid dress hanging in the closet, the presence in the group chat. It is only in specific moments, usually moments that cost you something, that the actual structure underneath becomes visible. These 3 situations are all about the moment the structure showed. The group chat situation is messy in multiple directions, and it is worth being honest about all of it before landing anywhere. She mentions in the group chat that she thinks a guy is cute. Jaya had history with the same guy, something she had kept quiet from everyone, including her closest friends. She does not respond in the chat. That same night, she posts a note on Instagram. The next morning, a friend tells the speaker the note is about her. She goes to check. She texts Jaya. Jaya says the note was about track stuff. The both sides of this starts here, because Jaya had real feelings about this person and nobody knew, which means nobody could have been considerate of those feelings because nobody was in possession of them. When you keep something private and then feel wounded that people did not treat it as off limits, there is a gap in that logic, and the gap is on you. The speaker said what she said in the group chat directly, acknowledged Jaya by name, gave her the opening to say something. Jaya chose not to take it. That was the moment to say, hey, I have a history with him. I'm not fully over it. Can we just not go there? That moment came and went in silence, and the note went up instead. But what Jaya does next is where the conversation about hurt feelings ends and something else begins. They text it through. They close the loop. Love you, that is that. Then the speaker's ex texts her. He has heard she was supposedly talking to the guy. Jaya's friend had been discussing the group chat conversation somewhere the ex could overhear, which means Jaya had been talking about it outside the chat, to other people, to people who are connected to the speaker's ex. The same Jaya who was hurt that private feelings got aired. And when the ex tells the speaker that Jaya's group confirmed they were texting on Snapchat, that is a specific lie. Not a rumor that got distorted in transit, a specific detail that nobody could have constructed except someone who wanted the ex to believe something particular. They never texted on Snapchat. The pattern in this situation is not that Jaya had hurt feelings. Hurt feelings are human. What is not covered by hurt feelings is the sequence of texting through it, saying it is resolved, saying love you, and then within hours talking about it to people connected to the speaker's ex, feeding information to him, contributing to a constructed account of events that did not happen. That sequence is not someone processing pain. That is someone who made a decision about where her loyalty sat. The best friend and the crochet hair seems like a small story until you understand it is not actually about the hair. The hair is just the first thing the boyfriend decided to insert himself into. She is 17. She has been friends with this girl for a few months. The plan is crochet, but the wrong hair gets purchased. The beauty supply is closed. They end up just hanging out. She gets a ride to a birthday dinner because the evening opened up. The girl said yes to the ride with no issue raised. There was no conflict. She gets home and finds messages on Snapchat from the boyfriend, going off on her for not doing the hair. He is not a close contact of hers. She cannot figure out how he even has her Snapchat. He is angry about something that happened between his girlfriend and her friend, something that was not even a conflict, something that his girlfriend had said was fine. He had no standing in this situation, and he contacted her anyway. The Snapchat detail is the one that does not move. He did not get it through any normal channel she can identify. The only person who could have given it to him was the friend, which means the friend's response to a minor friction, the kind that two 17-year-olds could have talked through in about 4 minutes, was to tell her boyfriend and equip him to reach out directly. She did not address it herself. She pointed him at her friend. She resolves it because she is 17 and does not yet have the language for what just happened. She does the hair anyway. They move on. But she calls it out loud at the end. This was a foreshadowing. The friendship went on for 4 more years and kept following the shape of that first incident. The boyfriend did something bad to her eventually. The friend knew what it was and lied about it for years. The speaker found out. They tried again after that. The friend did something else. The friendship ended when she was 21. There is a version of the story where you hold some real compassion for the friend who was also young and clearly inside a dynamic with a man who needed to be involved in everything, who had her reporting back and then stepping aside while he handled it. Women in those situations often do not fully see what they are participating in because the relationship has already reshaped their sense of what is reasonable. That is worth keeping in the picture. What is also in the picture is that this particular dynamic was the operating system of the friendship for 4 years, not a rough patch. The whole architecture, the speaker's trust, her contact information, her side of conflicts were consistently delivered to a third party who had no accountability in the friendship and no reason to be fair to her. That is not a complicated relationship. That is someone who did not choose the friend over the boyfriend. She chose the boyfriend every time and dressed it up differently each time. And the speaker absorbed it until she was 21 and could finally name it. Jade's situation has the most language around it because she has had time to develop vocabulary for what she was inside of. 11 years is a long time. It is also a long time to be slowly managed by someone who felt threatened by you. The observation she makes that matters most is this. When you know someone for a long time, they build a version of you in their minds. When you grow and change and become someone different from that version, it makes them uncomfortable. They did not build room for the person you became. They built room for the person you were, and that person was easier to be around. This is a real phenomenon. Friendships that form in adolescence are built around a snapshot of who each person was at that specific moment. If both people change together and in compatible directions, the friendship can keep updating. But when one person changes significantly and the other has an investment in keeping the static version, the friendship starts to strain. The jealousy that develops is not always conscious. It does not feel like jealousy from the inside. It feels like irritation, like she is doing too much, like something about her is off. It takes time to recognize it from that angle. Jade says she had people telling her before the trip not to go. She went anyway. She says it herself. Big mistake on her part. She wanted to get through the wedding peacefully. She did not want to be the person who caused a disruption. And so she kept deflecting the fights the bride was trying to start, kept not reacting the way the bride seemed to want, and went on a trip she already had a bad feeling about. The bad treatment started at the airport before they even arrived at the destination. First full day, rushed out of bed, rushed to the grocery store, talked to horribly all morning, the bride running off with her cart, and shopping alone at a store they all went to together. Then back at the house, Jade stays on the balcony for a few minutes to decompress because her cortisol is already high and she has been running on low sleep and the morning had been stressful. The bride blows her phone up. Where are you? You're burning daylight. That is not someone who is excited to have her friend there. That is someone monitoring. That is someone who decided the friend not being immediately on the beach constituted a problem that required intervention. There is a difference between a bride who wants everyone to have a good time and a bride who wants everyone in her line of sight and on her schedule. And the behavior Jade is describing is clearly the second one. And then there is the birthday. The responsive video goes up a month and a half after the trip, the day before Jade's birthday. Jade catches this and names it directly. She does not think that is a coincidence. It is not. Someone who has moved past something does not wait 2 months, identify a specific date, and release content on it. That date was chosen because it was supposed to land. A deliberate, small cruelty delivered to someone on the eve of a day that is supposed to belong to them. Jade's response is to call it what it is and not perform distress she is not actually feeling. She stepped down. She is not the story the bride wants her to be. The version of her the bride built in her head over 11 years is the version that would have crumbled under this, who would have been on her knees apologizing, who would have made this about her own failures. That version does not exist anymore. That is apparently what started all of this in the first place. The thread running through all three of these is the same. All three of these people stayed in friendships that were showing them something real for longer than the information warranted. And the reason is usually the same reason too, because the friendship was also real, at least some of it, at least at some point. Jaya probably was a real friend in some ways before the group chat incident happened. The girl with the crochet hair probably had genuine moments of real friendship in between the boyfriend situations. Jade and this woman probably had 11 years that included real things. That is the part that makes it difficult to name. You are not leaving a bad person. You are leaving a person who was sometimes good to you and sometimes ran you through something that cost you more than it should have. The mix is the thing that keeps you longer than you should stay. Recognizing the pattern does not require the person to have been entirely fake the whole time. It just requires you to look at which version of them showed up consistently when something was at stake for you. Jaya's loyalty went sideways within hours of the resolution conversation. The friend with the crochet hair announced her operating system in the first few months. Jade had people warning her before she got on the plane. The information was available. The cost of acting on it felt too high until the moment it became unavoidable. That is how most of these situations work. You collect the small corrections and file them somewhere quiet because acting on them requires a loss you are not ready for. Then the moment comes and you have no choice. And you look back at everything you filed and it was all there the whole time, pointing the same direction, saying the same thing in different words. The note was about track. The boyfriend had her Snapchat. Jay was never kicked out, she stepped down. Get the small details right, and the whole picture reorganizes itself around them. The small details are always there. Most people just do not want to be the person who noticed them because noticing means you cannot unnotice. And you are going to have to do something with that eventually.